Chapter 6, The Worst Day of My Life. Earlier this evening, Chuck, Bomb, and Silver had the fucking guts to ask me to come with them, as Silver will get her stupid hair tied. Of course, I didn't want to come after Silver had literally just put a knife in my back. So now they're out on their stupid, cute little adventure, while I'm here alone in my room at 7 p.m., still replaying the moments of this morning and the subsequent gut-wrenching news I heard. I closed the curtain of my room and turned on the popcorn machine that I borrowed from the kitchen on top of my sad, dirt-cheap desk. I turned on the song Angel by Sarah McLachlan on the radio, laying on the ground next to the table so that I can really feel the depressing state of my life right now. I ate the popcorn that fell out of the overflowing machine into my mouth, not giving a damn about the popcorn all over my stomach and on the floor of my room. The woman sang solemnly on the radio as I poured melted butter in my mouth and shook salt on top. Why? Why would you do that, Silver? You might as well have just pissed all over your hair. I don't want to see it. I haven't done shit between now and the incident in the morning. My life is a fucking sad hole. I didn't even go to Avian Academy today. Quite frankly, I'm not looking forward to seeing Professor Kuziski again after I yelled at him. Hell, I even called in from work today. I've just been lying down in my room all day thinking about the brat who decided it was a good idea to dye her already beautiful hair. Or her okay hair, or whatever. It wasn't doing that good, it's just her hair. And I've barely moved a muscle. I haven't exercised or taken a shower yet today, and from the way things look, I don't think that's gonna happen for the rest of the day. Here I've been lying in the sad stump of my room, and I tried to lick a stray piece of popcorn that was just out the corner of my mouth, but it rolled away, like everything in my life right now. I hate Silver. Fuck her. She chose to dye her hair for her own selfish reasons, and she was caught up in this dumb lie, blasting the song Just the Way You Are, only for her to dye her dumbass hair. I mean, if you're happy with just the way you are, why dye your fucking hair? She's a dumb, selfish narcissist. She's socially weird, and she doesn't care about anyone but herself. Oh, and I know what you're gonna say. That sounds a lot like you. Oh, good. Thank you for your opinion. That's sarcasm, if you couldn't tell. But you gotta cut me some slack. It's not every day some beautiful girl decides that she wants to completely ruin my life. And, you know, I'm kind of a fucking weirdo. Jesus Christ, these stupid hormones are really messing with me. The world has never really been kind to me. But I sort of gotta admit, you're right. She dyed her hair because she wanted to, but it's not my fault that she had this perfect hair and decided to fuck it up. Why am I such a fucking loser? I got depressed just because some girl, the sister of one of my only friends, wanted to dye her hair. Oh shit, I guess I can't be sad anymore. I can hear the high-pitched voice of my annoying hyperactive friend Chuck blabbering. Ooh-wee, I can't wait for Red to see her new hair. He's gonna love it. Pfft, yeah, when pigs fly. Bomb says something, and then Silver, too, but I couldn't tell what either of them said, unlike Chuck. Before they opened the door to the house, I set aside the plastic cup of the melted butter of despair and stretched out my hand towards the radio. The woman sang right before I turned it off. I can't let my friends see my emotions, and I especially can't let my favorite girl see them, or some girl, or whatever. Red, look at my sister's new hair, exclaimed Chuck, as they opened the front door and entered. The only bright side to this disaster of a situation is that my mission of not looking at Silver will be a lot easier, now that Silver has ruined her hair. That wasn't good anyways. Alright, I actually can't play that game anymore, because otherwise Chuck and Bomb would get suspicious that I like Silver, and then I lose my only friends I've ever had, and then I'll have to move out of this house, and then live on the streets, probably selling drugs to make ends meet, and then I'll get caught up in some gang stuff, and I'll get shot and my miserable life would end. How could I forget? So now I have to somehow manage to look at Silver, but also not look at her too much, while all the while trying to not get all disgusted and mourn at the way that things have changed. Great. Ho ho! Red, you gotta see it. Bomb gleefully cheered in the distance with his kind, gentle giant voice. You guys really think he'll like it? Silver asked shyly, but it doesn't seem she has any insecurity in her question. And, of course, a girl like her wouldn't have any. Good question, Silver. Absolutely not. At least her voice is still the same, but I'm starting to worry that that might change too. Hell, what if she engineers some weird device that changes her voice with that gifted brain of hers? What if she puts on some weird lipstick that ruins her thin, petal pink lips? And the worst part of this catastrophe is that I have to talk to them and see Silver's hair, or else they'll get suspicious, and I'll lose my only friends. Yeah, of course he'll like it. It looks awesome, Chuck insisted, the sound of his voice getting closer to my room. Yeah, how could he not like it? Bomb added. Maybe because I'm an absolute meathead? Anyways, since they're getting close to my room, I finally got up and opened the curtain, turned on the lights, put the salt shaker and cup of melted butter on the top of my desk next to the popcorn machine, and quickly tried to sleep all of the popcorn on the floor under the bed. My back was turned away from my door when my two friends and Silver opened it, just as I swept the last visible kernels of popcorn underneath the bed with my feet. Phew, my emotions are hidden. Bomb was the first face I saw when I carefully turned around, but I didn't fully turn around because I didn't want to see the massacre that took place in Silver's hair. Whoa, it smells nice in here, he pointed out charmingly, eyeing my desk with popcorn, melted butter, and salt. So, Red, how does my new hair look? Silver asked cheerfully. Fuck, the dreaded question. I turned towards her, and there she was, standing with her hands neatly folded together and that same thin frame with a beautiful neck, shoulders, collarbone, and cute turquoise eyes. Only this time she had mild streaks of pink in every other braid of hair. The subtle aroma of rosewater lingered in the air around her, promoting a semblance of the girl I came to know and love, or not love. Oh, and now Bomb is eating out of the popcorn machine on my desk. Whatever. Actually, her hair doesn't even look that bad. It's actually kinda... Who am I kidding? It's the worst nightmare I've been dreaming of. I've feared this moment for the entire day, and it looks terrible. She ruined her hair, and for what? It looks... Fuck. What do I say? Think, dumbass. I can't tell her that it looks horrible. Yeah, nice, I concluded, while attempting the fakest smile I've ever tried. Seriously, it took me more effort for my facial muscles to muster up this smile than any muscle group during any workout I've done. Nice job, genius. How smooth. You said something? Demanded Silver. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't hear you over your ego, Chuck remarked. You're such a funny guy, huh, Chuck? You're just so funny, gosh. I shrunk and slumped to my shoulders and croaked. Yeah, the new hair looks nice. Very good artistic decision. Yeah. Oh, why didn't you say so? Thanks, Silver exclaimed, as she beamed and showed her pearly white teeth behind her pretty, plump, pink lips. Woohoo, I just used alliteration. That's poetic. It's one of the only things I learned when I was in high school, and hated the people and the schoolwork alike. Unfortunately, there's nothing poetic about her hair anymore, though. See? I told you that he liked it, cheered Chuck as he side-hugged her. By the way, is it weird to wish that I was in Chuck's position and to be able to touch her all I want? Okay, that's maybe just a tad bit weird. Or maybe weird as fuck. Okay. Oh, yeah, of course, added Bomb while he ate kernels of popcorn from the machine. Whew, crisis averted. These people are too erratic to realize that I'm absolutely distraught. Good thing. Great. Everybody's happy now. I bet you guys had so much fun on the jolly little trip, I mumbled. Anyone want to talk about how it went? Bomb and Silver each put a hand to their chin, thinking. Meanwhile, Chuck chimed, ooh, while feeling a raised hand as he approached me and started singing my face like an opera singer, his hands near the sides of my head. Geez, his undiagnosed ADHD is pretty funny sometimes, but right now I'm mildly dismayed by his breach of my personal space. Yes, Chuck, you obviously have something you want to say, or sing, I voiced with my eyes half open, gently moving his hands aside. I got just the right story to tell you. It's more like a Pulitzer Prize novel, Chuck pointed out with enthusiasm. He went behind Bomb and then jumped on top of him, while Bomb grunted and expressed shock. I was bewildered and disgusted at the sight, while Chuck spat out. So basically, we were chatting while walking the streets to the hair salon, but then I randomly tripped over some rock, but I was okay, and then it was funny, but then Bomb and Silver tripped too right before we entered the salon, and it was funny and embarrassing. Oh, and then we got into the hair salon, and we were chatting to the hairstylist, but then blah. Such a heartfelt chattering session. I stopped listening at this point, because Chuck had already confirmed that my decision to stay home was good. Not like any story would have really changed that. While he was rambling on about this shit and the next, Bomb and Silver were smiling and nodding along, as if this was the most fun outing to ever exist. I bet you that it was just a walk to the hair salon. I noticed that Silver was idly toying with the braids of her hair, and I couldn't help but stare at the pink streaks that acted as a buzzkill to her image. She was otherwise still pretty, at least. I can't help but repeatedly drift my eyes towards the sun on her hair. I know you're not supposed to feel this bad about such a tiny thing, but it's just so sad. Our trip was awesome. If you were there, then it would have been perfect, Chuck concluded while cocking one arm against his hip, the other arm sweeping in emphasis. Then, Bomb mumbled something indistinct with Chuck on top of him. Finally, Chuck hopped off. Yeah, Red, how come you chose not to come with us? Silver sweetly asked. Shit. Stop asking me these dumb questions. How come you don't know not to ask that? It's like how I've always faced challenges growing up. Actually, I didn't see you at Even Academy today. Is there something going on? Pushed Silver. Yeah, are you okay? Questioned Mom. Wait, is there popcorn underneath your bed? What's going on, Red? You're safe to tell us anything, consoled Chuck. I could feel the weight of all of their eyes gazing upon me. Oh no, this isn't good. Bomb was no longer the absent-minded guy eating popcorn from the machine on my desk and admiring the smell. He's onto me. I collectively saw Chuck, Bomb, and Silver eyeing me, feeling like I'd been backed into a corner. They were all suspicious of me. All of a sudden, they've each decided to check up on my mental health. That's nice and all, but I'm sure that Chuck would eat his words, "You're safe to tell us anything," if I told him what was really going on. But what lie can I come up with to save my sorry ass? Come on, guys, there isn't anything special going on. I was just having a bad day, okay? I wailed, with a touch of exasperation. And why is that? Pressured Chuck. Well, yesterday I accidentally yelled at Professor Kizuki, and that's why I didn't want to go to class today, Silver. And, Chuck, later that day I even yelled at you and Bomb. So I've been wrapped in too much guilt to come join you guys today. I just felt bad today because I lashed out at the people who have only ever been so kind to me. I don't deserve you guys, I reasoned. Aw, it's okay, Red. It's my fault for carelessly doing things without asking you. Don't feel guilty, consoled Chuck. Yeah, Red, we're here for you, and we would never hold a grudge against you. I would have been happy to have had you with us today, added Bomb. Finally, Silver contributed. It's been great having you with us, Red. We're lucky to have you, and we just want you to feel included. She curled her lips into a cute smile, and honestly I could feel myself slightly blushing. I turned my face away and put my hand on my face to hide it. To the blind eye, I'm sure they'd assume that I'm just experiencing a natural moment of shyness and appreciation. Thanks, it's really nice to have you all as roommates. You guys really are the best, I told them. And sorry to break the moment, but I gotta take a shower, so if you don't mind me. Oh, yeah, good call. It was just about to get awkward, Chuck responded. Oh, thank God. If this interaction had gone on for any longer, then I probably would have said something really stupid. See you later, Red, Bomb told me. See you guys later, I replied. They exited my room and closed the door behind me. Good. Their social awareness is growing, I think. So now I headed over to my shower. At least I'm doing one thing on the sad day of my life. Anyone else hungry from that journey? Chuck asked the group in the distance. Oh yeah, I was hoping you'd say that, Bomb responded. Their chit-chat grew quiet and indistinct as they walked away and discussed plans for dinner. Seems like their mind is off of me, which is good. Wow, I don't know how I got away with that. It always seems that I can muster up some lie at the last moment, and in this case it seems that I've crafted up the perfect story that made sense and laid on the foundations of fabricated truths once again. But honestly, it's scary. I don't know if I will be able to keep up these lies for any longer before the world comes crashing down in front of me. Sooner or later, they'll inevitably figure it all out, right? But if it means protecting myself from being kicked out of the house and losing my friends, then I'll have to go on with this, no matter how hard it gets. I mean, it's not even like I have a choice anyways. Silver is literally the sister of Chuck. I walked into the bathroom and opened the curtain, turning on the faucet to warm the water as I waited to step inside. A nice warm shower. I normally don't wait this long to take a shower, but now I'm glad I did. I don't deserve this pleasantry. I don't really treat my friends well, and I spent this day rotting, but I guess I'll try to enjoy this moment of peace. When I got out of the shower, I didn't exactly know what to do, but then I glanced at my desk with a popcorn machine, cup of butter, and salt shaker, and remembered the mess I had below the bed. So I went to get a broom, swept the popcorn, and put them into the trash. I'll deal with the leftover shit on my table later. For now, I still didn't really know what to do, but I caught a glimpse of my blank canvas and decided to get my paintbrush. I just wanted to paint what's on my mind, forget about the college paintings. In my mind, I pictured a beautiful empire with magnificent stone architecture amidst a bright, glamorous day with vibrant trees decorating the scene. I took this vivid image inside my head and started painting. However, as I proceeded, I gave the trunks of the trees a more frail and desaturated appearance, with the leaves turning yellow. The stone architecture was riddled with tiny cracks and the growth of mosses. The lighting was dim and the sky was cloudy. As I continued piling on more and more details, the painting took on a melancholic feel. A once elegant metropolis in my head was now turned into a tragic, defeated setting. I approached the finishing touches on this painting, and I topped it off with a tuft of pink hair in the corner. It must appear as some random throwaway detail to an onlooker, but it felt so significant to me. I put away my supplies and glanced at the clock. Damn, it's already past 11 p.m. I guess I poured my heart into that painting. It looks great, honestly, and I can feel the weight of such passage of time. After all the hours spent today morning interacting with my roommates and creating an elaborate painting, I crashed onto my bed for the night. Casual rays of midday sunlight from the vibrant blue sky passed through the window into my room as I watched Silver enter my room from my bed. Oddly, the room was quite gloomy, seemingly contradicting the bright sky outside. Her angelic voice softly broke the silence of my room, telling me, "Red, you don't have to lie." I felt a lump in my throat. Oh no, I'm caught red-handed. The inevitable has just happened. I struggled to speak the words. What do you mean? Well, I know what you think about my decision to dye my hair. You should have told me earlier. And so now I chose to remove the dye, because I know how much you appreciate my hair for what it is, Silver told me, while holding her perfect undyed hair out for me to see. I blinked. Am I hearing myself correctly? What? How do you know? I asked, preparing for the reality that everything will come crashing down when she tells me that it was just a prank all along. Well, the way you appreciate my hair, I appreciate you. I know what you think about me, and I have to say that I feel the same way. Wow, she's so perfect. She has the courage to confess so easily, and the way she stated her feelings was so perfect. I couldn't do any of that. I don't deserve her. Why does she like a loser like me? But I can't complain. Suddenly, she approached me. At this moment, I somehow knew what I had to do. I had to kiss her. As she crawled over me on top of my bed, I held the soft, silvery hair of her head. This is the hair that I've come to appreciate. I'm so grateful that she chose to remove the dye, and she did it for me. Oh, and for the record, promise me that you won't lie anymore. It only hurts you, and it hurts me as well, because I care about you, Red, Silver voiced. Thanks, I won't lie to you, Chuck, or Bomb anymore, I promised. And with that, she leaned in to kiss me, while I held her soft, luscious hair in my hands. But oddly, her face and hair was becoming paler. Are you okay? I asked with panic. Her spiritual-esque face dug into mine, like the feeling of a mist passing into my face rather than lips. She continued to pale, and I desperately clawed my arms at the apparent mist to try and keep my grip on this moment, but she faded away. To my misery, I was lying in my bed holding the stained white bedsheet that served as a makeshift blanket. My room was gloomy, and the sky was cloudy and relatively dark, with the sun barely creeping out. The sky wasn't bright. No! I could feel sweat beading on my forehead. It wasn't that hot right now. I was right. I don't deserve Silver, and she doesn't deserve the burden of undying her hair for a fucking train wreck like me. She will never love me, and for all I know, lying is the only option I have, further cementing this. People say lying is bad and all, but I'm sure they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, they don't know what it's like to be me, right? Now I'm back to my eternal sulking that was interrupted yesterday by the loving friend group who had wanted to include me in the activities they partake in. For now, I guess art is the only solace I can find. I just experienced the worst day of my life, and it even extended into the nighttime, and I bet that it's gonna bleed into the days to come.